So today we are having our next entry in my obscure animation series. This is something I've done all year, where once a month we look at a movie that is less well praised, maybe less well known. Sometimes they are more obscure than others. Today I think that hardcore anime fans will know about this film, but I think the average person won't know about it. And we are going to look at the 1990 film from Studio Ghibli called My Neighbors the Yamadas. And this is a film that I'd had on my list that I'd wanted to see, but I just hadn't gotten around to it. I'm still working on Studio Ghibli, getting through all of their films because I love their films so much. And what's interesting about this film, it was directed by Isao Takahata, and it definitely has his style of the watercolor look with the sketches and sort of the rough feel to the animation, the way the characters merge, the way the characters blend. This was based on a manga, I guess. And what's interesting to me about this film is that if you watched my Only Yesterday review, you know that I said in there that if I could just have a movie based on the little girl, I would have loved that movie. And it was the older stuff, some of the romance and some of the environmental messages that were laid on very thick that I didn't respond to quite as well in Only Yesterday. The cool thing is that this movie is basically what I wanted out of Only Yesterday. It is the child part of Only Yesterday, but the whole movie. And it is awesome. It's kind of like The Simpsons in Studio Ghibli's version of The Simpsons, really. They have a mother and father named Takeshi and Matsuko, and they have Matsuko's mother, who is a very cranky, very blunt, older lady. She's named Shige? I don't know, she's just the grumpy old lady. I don't know her name. And they have two kids, a boy and a girl, and they have a dog. And so you basically follow the family through these different vignettes, and it's kind of done through the conceit of different people giving speeches at wedding and different advice, and then you see a little vignette that's based on that advice. And they're really, really, really cute. You have scenes like they forget the little girl at the mall, basically, and the way that each of the adults and the grandma will all respond to that is really, really funny, and and also very sweet and sincere and everything like that. And the way the girl reacts to being left behind is really funny. There's one about the boy getting his first girlfriend and some of the advice that the father has. You have some where the mother and father are quarreling about different things. You have ones about food. You have ones about just all these different little vignettes. A lot of it is just really simple things about who can control the remote control. You know, things that actual families actually argue about.
ケーキの残り。
ほらお願い。
みかんもそれから灯油入れといてください。すみません。
Just like the sort of the little idiosyncrasies of people, and like when when men complain to their wives and when women complain to their husbands, and how both of them can kind of get on each other's nerves, when you should support each other, when you should not. There's actually a lot to it as far as marriage, but it also will make you laugh. And it really did remind me a lot of The Simpsons, which, if you know me, that's a big compliment because I love The Simpsons. And the animation, like I said, is sort of a sketchy style. It feels like Takahata's just sitting there with his sketchbook, and you're seeing sort of the result of it. I guess there's not a ton to say about it because it is very, very simple, but that doesn't mean it isn't really, really good. And it just charmed me from beginning to end. And I really enjoyed the music. The music is by Akiko Yano, which I thought they did a really good job creating this sort of sincere, sweet kind of feel of the music. And just the dialogue, the way that he wrote sort of, I thought the dialogue particularly of the grandma and then the boy was really funny. The way that he talked about his sister, the way that he talked about, the girlfriend, talked about all different things, felt very like genuine to a child that I think he's supposed to be like 13 or something. That was really, I thought, great. And it just feels like a real family. And you can imagine, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have cranky grandparents sometimes. I liked the English dub. I thought they did a good job. You have James Belushi, Molly Shannon, Daryl Sabara, Liliana Mummy, Tress MacNeille, and David Ogden Steers is the narrator. And he's the one that kind of comes in with sort of the broader themes and sort of the lessons that you learn from each one. It's kind of like in Modern Family or a show like that, where you'll have a little lesson at the end. And it's kind of like that here. It feels very episodic, like this really could be a TV show. And so it's definitely a really enjoyable little weird kind of entry from Studio Ghibli. So I recommend it. If you haven't seen it, go check out My Neighbors the Yomadas. I think you'll really like it. So let me know what you think if you've seen this one. And thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you later.